Hello, welcome to my videos in my blog. In this time, I'm going to talk about the 2024 NBA Playoff Day 27, where tonight we just had just one game, and just was played the game 6 between the Timberwolves and the Nuggets, where the Timberwolves needed to win this game to avoid elimination, and the Nuggets needed to win this game to win the series, qualify to the Western Final for back-to-back years. But to be honest, it was a surprise for me the score, because I didn't expect that the Timberwolves were going to play a very great basketball and get the victory, because the Nuggets, in my opinion, had under control the series, because they recovered that. They had won 3 consecutive games, and I thought they were going to win this game easily, but they not. They were humiliated, and the Timberwolves played tremendous basketball ever, especially in the defense side, where they just allowed 70 points by the Nuggets, and they scored 150 points. They blow out the Nuggets, and they won it by 45 points difference. 45-point difference. This is a very high humiliation for the Nuggets, but it was just one game, and with this score, the Timberwolves tied the series 3-3. They force a game 7, and the game 7 will be this next Sunday, and the series will travel back to Denver, and the schedule and the time will be determined. So I'm going to talk about a little more about this game. Timberwolves 115, Nuggets 70. To be honest, how I told you, for me this score was a surprise, because I didn't expect that the Timberwolves won this game, and how great the Timberwolves played this basketball level, especially in the defense side. Because in my opinion, how I told you a few seconds ago, I thought that the Nuggets had under control the series, because they had won the 3 consecutive games. They were leading the series 3-2, and I thought they were gonna to win this game easily. And this is something weird in this series, because in the first 4 games, the teams that play as a road team won each game, and in the game 5 and 6, in the last 2 games, the teams that play as a home team won these 2 games. So this is a very weird game, because weird series, because in the first 4 games, the road teams won the games, and in the last 2 games, in 5 and 6, the home team won the games. About this game, since the first quarter, the Timberwolves established his basketball level, where they create a big gap that was enough to win the game. In the first half, they won the quarter by 17-point difference. Where they scored 31 points, but the most amazing is that they just allowed 14 points, and since the first quarter they were leading by 17-point difference, and that was enough to win the game. In the second quarter and the third quarter, both quarters were very close, but in the end, the Timberwolves won each quarter. In the second quarter by 2-point difference, and in the third quarter by 6-point difference, and that was enough that was enough, and the Timberwolves had the game under control. In the halftime, the Timberwolves were leading 59 to 40 by 19-point difference. And I thought that in the third quarter, the Denver Nuggets were gonna to adjust his basketball level, and they're gonna to reduce that gap, maybe to fight to win this game. Because remember that in the first round, the Denver Nuggets overcome 20 points differences in the third quarter against my Lakers, and won that game. But this was a very different series, because the Timberwolves play at tremendous basketball level. Like how I told you a few seconds ago, they won the quarter again by this time by 6-point difference, 27-21 in the third quarter, and in the end of the third quarter, the Timberwolves were leading the game 86 to 61 by 25-point difference, and in that moment the game was over. And in the first 4 minutes of the last quarter, both teams still had the starting lineup players played, but in that period, the Timberwolves took a little more than 30 points difference, and in the rest of the last 8 minutes of the quarter of the game, both teams put to play the bench players. In this quarter, it was another amazing performance from the Timberwolves, because they scored 29 points, but they just allowed 9 points difference. They increased the lead to a 45-point difference, and they won in the end 115-70. So this was a very great game for the Timberwolves. But this was just a game, and they forced the game 7, how I told you, with this victory, the Timberwolves tied the series 3-3, and they force a game 7, where the game 7 will play this next Sunday, and Denver, where most of the time when there is just a game to play in the game 7, you don't know who are gonna to beat. But if I need to beat, I think I'm gonna to beat for the defending champion team, because you can bet against the reigning champion team. But about the individual statistics by the Timberwolves side, the best player was Anthony Edwards with 27 points. The second best scorer was Jaden McDaniels with 21 points, and the third one was Mike Conley Jr. with 30 points. And by the Nuggets side, the best player was Nikola Jokic with 22 points. Jamal Murray, and the second best scorer was Aaron Gordon with 12 points, and the third one was Jamal Murray with 10 points. So was nice, how I told you. The game 7 will play this next Sunday, where I don't know for who are gonna to bet, but how I told you, I can bet against the reigning champion team. So I think that the Nuggets are gonna to win this game, because they will play at home. It's a game 7, and they are the defending champion team. So I think that the Denver Nuggets are gonna to win this game by 5 or 10 point difference, and they were gonna to qualify to the Western Finals for back-to-back games. And what is tomorrow? Tomorrow we'll have just one game, where tomorrow we'll play the game 6, the Indiana Pacers against the New York Knicks, and Indianapolis 20:30 Eastern time. Remember that yesterday or today I had a mistake, that today in the morning, where I was recorded the NBA playoff day 26, I told you that today were played two games, the Timberwolves against the Nuggets and the Pacers against the Knicks. But I was very confused, and today we have the two games, and the Pacers Knicks was moved to tomorrow. So tomorrow this game will be the game 6, where the Knicks are leading the series 3-2. Remember that in this series, all the teams that has played as a home team has won each game. So I think that this game will be a closer game that has been in the last two games, because remember in the game 5 and the game 5, the teams that won each game won it by more than 30 points. There were a blowout game, so I think this game will be closer game. I think that this game the Pacers are gonna to win it, because they will play in home. They are gonna to use for the last game. So I think that the Pacers are gonna to win this game by 5 or 10 point difference. They will tie the series 3-3, and they will force a game 7 that will be played the next Sunday. So this is all for today. Today I want to talk about the Timberwolves did surprise, defeated by 45 point difference the Nuggets to tie the series 3-3, force a game 7, and the tomorrow's game, the game 6, between the Pacers against the Knicks, and 20:30 Eastern time. So this is all for tonight. See you next video. Jubran.